everybody. It is getting the time of the year where everything is just getting messy, and there are like a lot of things that are outside or like without a home. So we're gonna be doing a spring reset, which is something that I really enjoy, and I usually do this like once a year, and last year it was literally just spring, and then on winter we're just preparing for the baby, so it was just like baby preparations all the way. So we're gonna be decluttering and taking things that we don't need anymore. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Well Honey Home, and my name is Reina Sofia, and if you enjoy videos about homemaking, faith, motherhood, and just living for God's glory in general, then go ahead and subscribe and like this button and come along and clean with me. We're gonna start by this area, which is where I sew and where all of my projects and visions and creations come to life. Like, it's so cluttered and so many things are happening. So let's start with that. I find myself that I have like lots of tables, and usually there are so many things in them. So I just wanted to like clear everything out and be happy and content with it. And since this is like a declutter video, I want to take out stuff. And the most important thing is to be conscious of what we want in our house, what needs to go out, what needs to be out, what am I looking for in this new chapter of our lives. Through this video I want to talk about some not only like decluttering facts, but also some tips on how to get started. So this is an area that I want to tackle because what started as really pretty is kind of like very cluttered right now. So let's start with fact number 1. The average home has over 300,000 items, and even if we can see them, they're actually hiding in bins, closets, and drawers, and everywhere you can imagine. And fact number 2, clutter increases stress, and that is very special for moms because we tend to be overstimulated and all the things that happen throughout the days. So when women's cortisol levels rise, when their homes are cluttered, that can lead to anxiety or depression and things like that, just by having a messy kitchen or so many toys. So no, mom, it's not just in your head. Next project is this area. And fact number 3, kids thrive in simpler spaces. That's just how it is. So having less toys actually encourage deeper play, more creativity, and independence. With having a new baby, I think people just get excited, and we have been so blessed by so many things that we have been given. But at the same time, when we are not taking things outside the home, then it just keeps accumulating more and more, and especially because we live in an apartment, in a small apartment. So this is like more of also my own journey in decluttering, and in a way being a little bit less, like more minimalistic than before, because I'm maturing and I'm taking care of the home, and not only that, but also of 3 children now. So I don't want to be spending all of my time cleaning and cleaning. However, let's get practical, because here are some simple, doable tips, and especially for moms who are in the thick of it. So the way that I love to do this is picking one area in your home. So we spend the most time in the kitchen, so in the kitchen, in the living room, and in my room. So I want to be able to tackle all of this, and because I'm a mom and I'm reasonable, I'm not gonna get so obsessed with this. I should start with what I can, slowly but surely. And because I also want like to spend time with my children, so just take it at the time and pace that you can, because we don't want to be actually adding more stress to ourselves and to our environment, because nobody thrives on a stressed out mom. So with the tip number 2, which it is rule, and it is one in and one out. So for every new item that comes into the house, one needs to go out. And this is especially very helpful with baby clothes, toys, and books, because we can tend to get so many of them. Another tip that is so important, and this is so crucial to have your children help you, but it is also to declutter with your kids and not around them. So it is very tempting to wait until they go to sleep, but having your little ones actually watch you and help can teach them about simplicity and letting go, because it becomes a lifestyle and not just a like one time kind of purging to get everything out. They become acknowledged to what you're doing, and that can help them to be less emotionally attached to things instead of actually being more mindful and conscious. So the way that I actually did this, and this would be my tip number 4, I had like two types of bags and one basket. So basically I had like the maybe pile, I had the things that needed to go and that maybe they were gonna go to my grandparents' house or something like that. And then another one that it was things that we actually used but they needed to have a home. So keeping that accessible while you're cleaning, when you're like decluttering specifically, because you don't want to have that around your house, is something that it will help you to like make a place for it immediately. And number 5, it would be my tip of, would I pack this if we move? So I live in a rental, and we're in my island where I live, like everything is just getting sold, but our own people cannot buy houses. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are living like this. So if you had to move tomorrow, like would you pack this? Would you pack what you're carrying with your hand? And I think this question shifts your mindset, because if it's not worth the effort, then it probably needs to go. Okay, so it's almost 7 o'clock, and this is what we're working with at the moment. This is everything that we're taking out. And I want to explain it a little bit. So this is gonna go to grandfather's house. This is clothing that no longer fit and I need to store them away. This is basically toys donation, and this is clothes donation. And then we have a little bag that is gonna go to the grandmother's house. For today, we're gonna call it a night because it has been a little bit intense. I just kind of like went for it, and I had no second thoughts for today, because this is something that I just kind of like cannot think about it too much. But I still want to organize the homeschooling bookshelf and make it a little bit more neat. And that's pretty much it for today, and we're gonna go back tomorrow. Okay, so I ended up having coffee yesterday, and it was like 7 o'clock. And I was supposed to go to sleep early and all of that, but I ended up getting inspired, and I just ended up like moving everything around. So I just moved like basically This I'm gonna show at the end, like a more organized and pretty aspect to this. But basically we have decided to put like the homeschooling area on this area because in here I can get so many things done while I'm cooking, and then like my daughter is just taking homeschool, and then everything that is like the office and stuff like that, I'm just gonna be moving towards the homeschooling area. And I just basically just started to move the table. It used to be here, but now I've just like moved it back. And then the room is pretty much done. It's like a little toys. Again, at the end I'm just gonna show like a more clean up version. So we got basically an air fan, a ceiling fan, so we're gonna be taking this away, and I just basically organized everything. So here are like the clothing for our baby boy, and then on here is our girls' dresses and stuff like that. And basically this is, we took so many toys out that were basically so many toys out, and we're just gonna be like pretty much leaving it like this. I'm pretty happy with it. I want to get like some curtains. Maybe I should get back here, but we're gonna get like some curtains now. And yeah, just basically finish everything up. Now I'm gonna go into the bathroom and we're gonna do a decluttering in a little storage area that we have there. And then I think that's pretty much it. So before moving on to the other rooms, I had this left, which is basically taking the shoes out that don't fit her anymore. So I'm just gonna be organizing that and clean them up. The bathroom was so messy, but I ended up actually putting everything together, and I took so many things out and just donated them to people that I know would use them and would love them. And this project, because it needs to be called a project, lasted for quite a few days actually, and I want to come from a place of heart and to all the mamas who are stressing so much about having a neat home and a cleaner home. While decluttering can be such a very beautiful tool to have as a mother, I want to mention that your worth is not tied to how organized or perfect your home is or is looking. Decluttering is not about perfection, and it's so much more about peace, and it's creating a space where you and your babies can breathe, play, and connect more freely. So let it be slow, let it be your pace, let it be grace filled, and let it reflect the values that matter most to you. At the end, you're making yourself a favor of like having to clean less, but also remember that you are unlearning things that were learned. So just by you going through that process is teaching your children so much. So if this video encouraged you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more simple living, natural motherhood, and faith-filled homemaking. And let me know in the comments what's one thing you're letting go of this week. So remember guys, peace starts at home. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.